What's going on, my guy Dante? Keeping it real. He says, I thought you were playing with me, but you are live, one of my favorite YouTubers, and I did not get notified. I just did a video and shouted you out, and boom. Like a good neighbor, Ty Smith is there. No, I'm just kidding. Dante, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep on uploading videos, man. I'm telling you, I'm encouraging folks to just keep uploading videos, man. I love what you did the other day with that guy you had on there when you were debating that guy. He just, man, dude, he just was not getting it. I'll tell you right now, we are 5 minutes in and we can go ahead and kind of get on topic. I'm going to talk about a few things before I get into my main topic. But if you're in here right now, Dante keeping it real. He seemed like he got a good heart, good shoulders. He got a good head on his shoulders going down the right path. So the ones that are in here right now, y'all see it up there. His name, it says Dante keeping it real. Check out his channel. He's getting things started. Any type of encouragement, and y'all know, real good constructive criticism. Like when I first started my channel off, you guys are the ones that are responsible pretty much for my real followers. You guys are responsible for me going and studying my history. And when I say study history, folks, y'all, look, I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all have no idea. I'm in my stuff, man. Look at this. See this? Look at this. I'm like in my stuff. Like I'm in this stuff. Those guys right there. I got this big old huge book that I get a lot of my stuff in, studying history. You guys on YouTube who's been follower of mine, you guys are responsible for it. Look, I mean, I got a 7 week of people. This stuff never would have happened had I not pretty much took a lot of constructive criticism from people on YouTube, had I not went down what they called a rabbit hole. I mean, this started just from some conversations that we were having on while we were live, and people start throwing comments out at me saying, dude, you seem like you got a conservative mindset. You seem like you got this. You should go and study this. You should go and look into that. And just because I became very acquainted with a lot of people online, I did that. So yeah, again, what I'm saying that for everybody is that if you're in here and you see Dante up there, go check out his channel because he's trying to do some things too. And there's not a lot of, no, let me take that back. There is a lot of people in this conservative type mindset. And it was awesome. There is a ton of black people whose minds are conservatives. The ones I talk to in the hood, their minds are conservative. And once they realize that they're conservative, they're like, dude, I don't even understand why I'm even voting this way then. I mean, it blows their mind, you know? So when you open them up to the realistic views of what the real world is and what's actually been done in them, they're like, wait a minute. So we've been doing this all this time. And it's amazing that a lot of people are conservative that are black, but then they vote another type of way. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not saying it to say, you know, you can't be conservative and vote Democratic anyway. I'm just saying when they actually put their values and their principles out there, then they realize like, dude, then why am I going this direction then? It's like, exactly. So anyway, the reason I'm saying it because Dante keeping it real is in here. Check out his channel. He's posting videos. He's talking about certain topics. He's even doing things that I haven't even done yet. And what I mean by that, which I don't even know how to do this yet, Dante, bro. You had it to where you were able to bring up a split screen. And I'm pretty sure I got the technology to do it because I built my own computer with it. I mean, I built my computer from hands, but I just never really sat down and took the time to actually go into it to say, how can I actually press a button right now to bring somebody on to talk with me right now? And I got OBS Studios. So anyway, again, y'all, like I said, I'm not just trying to do that. But the thing is, once you got some people that are actually trying to do something, I just encourage them. I have 60 people that emailed me and I helped them just kind of get their thing going. All I'm doing is encouraging them to make videos. There's a guy that's very autistic named Colin Reisenauer. He's autistic and he got his own YouTube thing going. He was not going to do it. I encouraged him to do it. So I'm saying that, man, because everybody has some type of perspective to add to it. I don't have all the answers, you know, but having different people give their take on it, give their perspective, give their life experience as to why they think a particular way, then that to me, that's what makes this whole thing really, really awesome. I mean, your body is made up of several parts. All those different parts have a different function. So, you know, not everything has the answer. Y'all get what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, so again, check out Dante. He seemed like he got a fire behind him. He follows after Christ. He seemed like, you know, he's at a point to where, look, he's just doing it. He don't care. Same thing, you know, he's going to be learning. I know he's going to have some stuff coming at him, but just like I tell people, once you lock onto that truth, there ain't no turning back from that, man. So, yeah. So I noticed that he talks about Christ, talks about God, and there was a guy that he was debating on his channel the other day, and I was just sitting there laughing because you're going to see, Dante, man, some people just going to be in this thing just for argument's sake. And once you are able to decipher that that's what this person is in here for, then don't even waste your time with it, because all they're doing, they literally are, I'm serious, they literally are wasting your time. And this is for everybody that's listening to me right now. This is when you're in conversation with anyone, when you are debating about certain thing when it comes to the truth. And what I'm saying that for, okay, you say the shirt looks nice. Well, guess what? I'm about to bring this up a little higher. We gonna make it a little higher right there. But yeah, so anyway, what I'm saying is that whenever you are talking to someone and you are bringing, truth, what we have to make sure is that whenever you are talking to somebody like that, really have your mind set on, is this person asking me these questions with their mindset on learning, and vice versa? Am I talking to this person with my mindset on, can I be learning something from them? Because too often we get into a conversation like, I'm getting ready to hand it to this person, I'm ready to give it to this person. See, what you got to understand, you already have your knowledge. You have your knowledge. So when you're talking to somebody that you may be in a disagreement with, try to really listen to why they think the way they do or why they see things the way they do. Because when you do that, then that's how you can really decipher and get to the heart of the matter. So just like in medicine, whenever somebody come into therapy or something like, let's just use therapy, for example, they would come in and we do what we call an evaluation, right? We do an evaluation. We actually, the age, how did it happen? And even though they can tell us all the symptoms that they got going on, our job is to get to the heart of the matter. See, but a lot of times, too often, what we do in conversation, I'm metaphorically speaking, if a patient comes to me, and I always use a sprained ankle as an example, if they come to me and they tell me how they sprained ankle, they say, well, I turned my ankle this way, and my pain is a 4 out of 10. I can't walk, I can't really stand on, I can't do this, I can't do that. See, a lot of times when they tell me all this, my mind is to, well, let's address the thing that's limiting you first. Is it pain? Well, let's take care of the pain. When we get the pain levels down, you will find out that all the things that you told me that you couldn't do, you can do it. But the only thing that's limiting you at this minute from doing all those other things that you named off is the pain. If the pain was not there and we took care of the pain, now you'll see you actually can walk. But because you're in so much pain right now, it's limiting you from walking. So in a metaphorical way, if someone is coming to me and their argument is all these symptoms, my mind is going to be on, well, what can I do to get to the heart of the matter? Because when I get to the heart of the matter, they're going to realize all those other things that they were telling me that they're trying to argue, they're going to become real irrelevant when you get to the heart of why they're even coming at you a particular way. So again, what we would find out is that a lot of times when people are talking with you, when people are trying to debate you, understand that there are some individuals that are out there. Their mind is set on, number one, trying to change you. Or number two, they're just trying to prove you wrong. Or it can be number three, they're there just to argue, period. They're not trying to come to a conclusion. They're not trying to come to an agreement. They're not trying to do any of those things above. They're just there for argument's sake, because a lot of people have so much pride. They just hate to be wrong. They just do not like being wrong. They don't want to be wrong. They don't care what you say. They just want to be wrong. They know what I mean? They don't want to be wrong. They don't want you to be right. So when you're in conversation with people and you see this gone beyond, once you kind of hit them with some facts and stuff and they still just try to argue and argue and argue and argue it, then what you have to do is say, okay, you know what? This conversation is really not going to go anywhere. So we might as well stop talking about it. You definitely not going to see it my way. And I'm totally in disagreement with what you're saying. And it ain't that I'm disagreeing with you because for the sake of disagreeing. I'm disagreeing because I have the facts right here. That's all I'm disagreeing for. That's it. So you're going to run into things like that. So lately, you see this title right here. It says breaking, breaking. What's unfolding in America? Do you even know how to fight in the battle? Now I said, find out how. What am I saying that for? See, where I grew up at, my older cousins and older, relatives, mostly cousins, some uncles, for some reason, they just wanted to teach us how to fight. You know what I mean? They had me and my other cousins, put on gloves, whatever like that, and they would have us box, And while we're boxing, they're telling us what to do. Get your hands up. Drop your head down. Cover your face. If he tries to punch you, do this, do that. And then I learned when I got into Taekwondo, you got your hands up, you're fighting. If somebody getting ready to swing, they tell you answer the phone. So because pretty much when you hold the phone, you're doing like this. So my point in saying is that they would have us do this. And if I end up, fighting one of my other cousins who was the same exact size as me, when I'm fighting one of them, if I'm beating them, then they're like, okay, somebody that's the same size, equally matched with Ty, he's beating them too easy. We need to give him a bigger person to fight. And next thing you know, I would end up fighting one of my older cousins, and he would get me the first few times, but then I figured out his strategy. And then what would happen is that even though he's bigger than me and even stronger, I figured that he gets tired real easy. So I'm just going to dance around and move around and tire him out, and I'm going to hit him. You know what I'm saying? So my point in saying all that is this. In the physical, my cousins then were teaching me and my brothers and my other younger cousins, they was teaching us how to fight. They would even make us wrestle each other. And what they was doing, they was preparing us for a fight if it happened to happen in real life. So we used to sit there and be like, man, what are y'all doing this for? We ain't going to fight nobody for real. Nobody's going to mess with us. They're like, no. What if somebody do mess with you? I would rather have you guys knowing how to fight and be prepared how to fight than to not know how to fight and then the fight comes. You're not going to know what to do. So what I see going on right now with a lot of Americans is this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the truth. A lot of you have never had to fight. You know what I mean? A lot of you have never had to fight. And I'm not talking physically. I'm talking like on a spiritual level. A lot of you have never had to fight. A lot of you have never actually practiced fighting, period. Everything's just been good and copacetic. Everything's just been great for you. You didn't have to fight. So now that's why, and I'm just being honest, if you're listening to this, that's why what's unfolding in America, the biggest issue that people having is they don't know how to fight. They have no idea how to fight. And I'm talking against things that are behind these people that's pushing this agenda, that's pushing this tyranny, that's pushing this authoritarianism. A lot of people don't know how to fight. They just don't know. All they do is complain about what's happening. They complain about what is unfolding. When I'm sitting there like, okay, got my hands up. Okay, Ty, they're getting ready to try to swing on you with this CRT stuff. Oh, block it, counter, pow, hit them right back. What? And I'm not going to be like, pow, I hit them and be like, okay, no. Guys, you have to learn this. Ladies and gentlemen, just listen, you have to learn this. In a war, there is no rules in war. If you swinging, when I block and I hit you, I'm going to hit you as hard as I can. And there's not going to be no, well, you didn't have to hit him that hard, or you could have been more nice about, no, if we are in a war, there ain't no rules in how hard I hit you. There ain't no rules if I break your neck or anything like that, metaphorically and spiritually speaking. So what am I saying this for? Some of you have not learned how to fight. You have not learned how to fight spiritually. So now, with these things that we see unfolding in America, understand this, whether you want to be a believer or not. I'm not here preaching at you, but I'm just telling you the truth as it is. There are evil spirits that are working with men, as they always have. You don't have to believe that at all. But the evil men that is behind these agendas that's going on, the evil men, they know what they're working with. These evil men know that they are working with evil spirits. They know this. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's not their concern. But you can definitely see the manifestation through their actions, what's going on. But the biggest thing that I love about this is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just being real with you. Some of us that claim to have Christ and claim to have God, and claim to have Jesus in our life, whatever like that, claim to be led by his Holy Spirit, there shouldn't be no question on our response. See, because when you in God, it's, we hear things like the Lord will fight our battles, or the Lord is with me. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. We hear all these different scriptures. We hear all these things. But now that it's being put in our face, I'm trying to figure out through some of my pastor friends, what's going on? What's going on? Why are y'all running around why are y'all running around scared? Why y'all, man, we really need to be prayed up. We really see now in your demeanor, you're showing me defeat. You're showing me fear. I'm confused here. You know what I'm saying? And so do you not know how to fight? See, everything sounded all good when you was up there hooping and hollering, preaching this and preaching that, and we are this, and we here to change the world. We gonna go, this is a second, we having a third awakening. Oh, the revival is coming, and they thought it was gonna be all pretty. Oh, y'all, a lot of ministers, y'all didn't know that we was going to get down and dirty, right? Oh, y'all didn't know that we was going to be real. Oh, y'all didn't know that we going to get out of this trying to be all nice and everything is just Skittles, rainbows, and unicorns and butterflies, right? This stuff is real. And I'm not saying nothing about myself, but I'm just telling you guys, for the ones that's been with me for a while, there are legit spirits. There are angels. What I mean by angels, they're angels. And a lot of people, I know we call them demons, but the Bible still referred to them as angels. They said things like the devil and his angels. There are fallen angels. I know we call them demons, but again, they are fallen angels is what they are. And then we go beyond that. I'm not going to get too much into it because that's another thing. If you want to study it, go right ahead. That's called Nephilim. That's a whole nother ball game. But understand that these evil men, they're working with evil spirits. So if they are working with evil spirits that's encouraging them to do these evil things, then what can you do against evil spirits? How do you fight evil spirits? You fight evil spirits with righteousness. You fight it with light. You fight it with God's Holy Spirit. If Christ is in you and his spirit is in you, you really got to show that true thing that we talk about all the time where it says greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You know what I mean? These spirits know, ladies and gentlemen. And how do you think I'm trying to help somebody out here because this is for somebody. How do you know? How is it that the things that tempt you always seem to know what to tempt you with? You know what I mean? Like if you have certain struggles, why is it that those certain things that you struggle with, they only seem to target you? You know, like for instance, I'm giving an example. This is just a nice little side little thing right here. Check this out. I don't struggle with people trying to put sweets in my face. I'm not a sweet eater. I'm just not. I don't get tempted by eating sweets. Now, you bring in like some burgers, especially on my cheat day. You bring in some burgers, some pizza, some wings, I don't care, fat meat, greasy stuff. I'm going, man. So then don't be surprised that if while I'm going around throughout the week, all of a sudden I'm seeing more burger commercials and more pizza commercials and more, French fry commercials and just cheese oozing all over stuff commercials. Don't be surprised that's what you're seeing a lot because these spirits know what tempts you. They've been knowing this since the day that you were born. You know how they say you got a guardian angel? Well, guess what? There's a fallen angel watching you too. That's why it knows what to tempt you with. Otherwise, you wouldn't be tempted with it. So what am I saying that for? If you know that deep in your mind, who you are behind closed doors when nobody is watching, whatever it is that thing that you do that you would not want nobody to see, that spirit sees it. That's why you do it in secret. That's why you do it with nobody else around. But why is it that thing knows to tempt you with the thing that you wouldn't want nobody else to see? And it's not just, I know people say, well, it's just my thoughts. No. You get tempted whenever something actually gets pushed in your face. And then all of a sudden that thought gets in your mind and you begin to entertain that thought. You begin to desire whatever it is that thought is telling you to desire. You end up feeding it. And then you find yourself having a physical manifestation or a physical response to whatever it is that's tempting you. If you have a problem with certain type of sweets and all that, they'll show a commercial on there showing this cookie. All of a sudden, it gets in your mind. You start thinking, oh, man, that cookie looks so good. Oh, man, look how gooey it is. Man, look when they pull the cookie apart. Oh, my God, look at the chocolate. Oh, my God. And all of a sudden, your mouth starts watering. So isn't it amazing that something that started off as a simple thought, it actually caused your body to have a physical response as if it was preparing to get ready to eat the cookie, right? So what am I saying that for? Look how that all happened for you to have a physical response. Understand this. When you see these men and women doing these things in today's world, what you're seeing in their actions is a physical manifestation of something that started off spiritual. It's something that started off invisible. It's something that started off as something that planted a thought in their head. And as they begin to water it, as they begin to feed into it, as they begin to gravitate and think on it just strongly, all of a sudden, what you see right now unfolding in America is a physical manifestation of that. And I tell people this all the time. These spirits, they understand this. These spirits, they are actually scared by this. And that's why all of a sudden, Ty Smith becomes a threat. See, I'm not the threat. I'm not the threat. Now, I know I say something like, yeah, I'm a threat to evil. But what I'm saying behind that is that it's something that's greater behind Ty Smith that you guys see right now. And I've been saying this since I've had this channel. It's not new to a lot of you guys that follow me. But What operates in me, what operates through me is Christ's Holy Spirit. It's Christ. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that these spirits know that. So people had things like that, man, Ty, man, I'm really praying for you, man, because, man, you catching dudes, you have no idea the things that I survived in the streets, the things that I survived in the hood, the crazy damnation, the crazy put down, the crazy talk that I've gotten coming up, the crazy things that have been said to me. And now that was happening in my teen years as a young man. If I was actually strong enough to handle those things right now to actually have Christ in me, along with me, and Christ's mind in me, and Christ's ways in me, please. And that's why that these different entities are actually threatened by me. They feel like I am a threat because they know I know the real deal that's going on behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't, there's people that I've talked to that's of this same type of agenda. Therefore, a lot of these things that's going on right now. But the minute I get to talking about spirituality and the minute I get to talking about evil spirits operating all this, they become so uncomfortable. Why is that? Why is that? See, when I'm in front of people, I'm not talking about people that just want to disagree or anything like that, or people that just kind of have like a certain type of thought or anything like that. But what I'm saying to you is this: when I am in front of a certain person that just want to come out with this anger, already push this agenda, you this and you that, and the minute I say, you know what, look, let's check this out. I'm trying to help y'all because I said this last night too. Whenever you know for a fact that what you're doing is in righteousness and it's in truth, whenever somebody comes and tries to challenge that, call out the evil spirit that's operating behind it and watch how the person responds. Watch how they begin to change. Watch how they become uncomfortable. Watch how they become uneasy, and they just start to, you see, you didn't tick that evil spirit off. It will, every single time, ladies and gentlemen, do not be afraid. And that's what I do. When I'm around this stuff, I call it out. I just feel like, you know what, this is what I do. Whenever I'm in a debate with somebody, the minute they get to wanting to name call and all this stuff like that and say these crazy things, I just tell them, you know what, that's funny how you just seriously let the evil use you right now to say that wicked thing to me. But you know what? It's fine. I'm like, look at it. Look at that spirit right there. Look, see, it's winding you up. Look at that. It's telling you to snap off in it. Look, you're listening to it. That's the thing. You don't even have no control over it. You so worked up right now. This spirit has been with you for so long that you getting ready to just flame off and cuss me out because that spirit is telling you to do that. Because otherwise, why would you do that when I've done nothing to say or do to harm you? All I'm doing is bringing forth this truth and it's making you uncomfortable. Oh, I get it, because that spirit in you doesn't like that. All of a sudden, the situation can end up starting to just completely shut down. They start to just get, I'm telling you, because the thing is, like I said, the devils don't care whether you believe in them or not. They don't care, but they are real and they do operate through men. And when you call it out, men begin to become very uncomfortable. What do you mean? Man, you don't. Spirit, you know good and well, and you and I both know that you are operating in this man right here and that you have so much control over this man. He has become a vessel to you to be used to spew out your hatred, because that's definitely coming from hatred and things like that is definitely coming from evil. And when you talk to the spirit that's working behind a person just like that, watch how uncomfortable they become. What? You crazy? No. You can call me what you want to, but you know good and well that thought that popped in your head, it came from that evil spirit that's been operating with you for I don't know how long, but for you to be able to actually respond like the way you did so easy and so quick, that spirit has been with you for a while. I'm just telling the truth. They become uncomfortable. So what I said last night in this rally, I said, check this out. If you are white and you're bringing forth truth and you love your country, you can love your own life. You love your family. If anybody comes and challenge that and try to call you a racist or try to call you got white privilege and try to say that you're just benefiting from these what's the word I'm looking for? You're benefiting from things that are already set in place to do nothing more than benefit white people. Don't explain yourself. If you are in here and you are white, listen to me. Listen to me. Do not explain yourself to anyone why you are not racist. If you are not racist, why are you explaining yourself? Think of it again. You always have to think in terms of the person that you're talking to may be operating under a spiritual, listen to me. They may be operating under a spiritual spiritual presence that's there that's having them think and say the things that they're doing. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that they're possessed, but I'm saying these evil spirits that's putting these thoughts in their mind, they're operating off of that. Now, in doing so, when you call it out, it begins to just change. Things begin to change. So what I'm saying therefore is this: if anybody calls you a racist, or they call you got, white privilege or whatever like that, and they trying to use that to actually make you feel really, stop it. You stop it right there. You let them know. I don't have to explain to you why I'm not racist, devil, but I will tell you this: you are operating under evil right now, because that's the best you can say. You have nothing else to say about what I'm doing right now. So because you cannot call me on anything that I'm doing wrong, the best that you can come up with is that I'm racist? Is that I got white privilege? Is that I'm benefiting off of these systems that's there to benefit white people? That's the best you got. Try again, devil. You have to respond to them like that, because you are shutting down the evil spirit that's working behind them. Not necessarily the person, but that spirit that's actually influencing them to say and act the way that they're doing. I'm telling you, look, I don't hate anybody at all. I don't have any conversation like this at all with just normal folks. You know what I mean? This don't happen with that. This only happens when I get into deep conversation with folks. And then another thing, you want to take it to another level. Most of the time, y'all know what happens? Whenever you see lions go and hunt, a lot of times they always try to go for the sick. They try to go for the weak, or they'll try to go for the babies, right? So what I'm saying is this: in order to get to the babies, you know what the lions do? They'll try to separate and get the parents all distracted. They try to get the parents separated from the baby so they can get the baby. They call predators, So here's my thing. What do you think is happening right now? What I said last night was this: the first institution that God put together was a marriage. And look what happened. The devil came in, busted that up. Now, I'm not saying that he made them divorce. That's not what I'm saying. But the fact is, the devil came in that institution and caused some discourse, caused some division, right? Now, the second institution that God set up was the family. What happened with the family? Same exact thing. Devil came in, busted that up. Cain killed Abel. Look at that. Family. So even though we are thousands of years from that, but you would make the spirits mad when you understand that he used the same type of tactics. And that may be through different means, different avenues, but it all comes down to it. The nucleus of it is still the same. Going after marriages and going after the family. What do we see going on right now? What does CRT target? CRT is targeting kids in school. That Marxist ideology is targeting kids in school. And then why is there so much hypersexuality stuff? Why is there so much thing? Why is there so much, things of polygamy now? They pushing things hard. We got the down low. We got swingers. We got people that I forget what you call them. They call them like polygamy. I don't know what they call themselves. But my point is, why do you think that they go specifically after those? This is like they're coming straight for the family. Now, they're coming straight for the family. Okay. And when you understand that, you have to be, as a parent, as a husband, you have to understand that when these attacks come, it's attacking that institution, because that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest threat to the enemy. The family is the biggest threat to the enemy. The biggest threat. Don't believe me? Why is it being attacked right now? Why is it being attacked right now? And then here's the thing. For people that are strong in their faith, people that are strong with their families, how can we get to them? If Ty Smith is definitely protective and the head of, you heard me, the head of his house. If Ty is the head of his house. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this might cause a lot of y'all to get a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm just telling you the truth right now. That's all. I'm just telling you the truth. The Bible says Christ. It says God is the head of Christ. Christ is a head of man. Man is a head of woman, right? So there's an order there. Now, anytime you get it to where you try to step out of that order, you're going to have problems. I kid you not. I'm just being real with y'all, because like I said, I don't know who this for, but if the Holy Spirit is pretty much pressing me to say this, it's for somebody. If you step out of that order that God has set in that Bible trust me, there's going to be strain in marriage. If you are in a marriage right now, I'm just being real. Women, if you are in a marriage right now and you are running that marriage, that's out of order. Your husband is going to sit there and probably be uncomfortable that I'm saying this right now, but I can guarantee you he must not have been communicating like he's supposed to with you, because I guarantee you it makes him just, when he just goes along with it, oh, I don't want to make her mad, I don't want to make her upset. You got to be a leader, man. Look, and I'm not saying this to hurt nobody's feelings. Look, my wife would tell you, I love my wife to death. I love my wife. But at the same time, I know what I'm called to be in my house. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Understand this, definitely ladies. It's a reason why certain things are in the Bible the way that it is. And it's not like I'm the macho man, I rule over my house, do what I say, I'm gonna beat my chest, woman. No, I love my wife. I want to protect my wife. I want to watch after my wife. I love my children. I'm going to protect my children. I'm going to watch after my children. By me not having like a father in the home, and then my mom did the best she could with us, I know what it's like not to have that sense of protection. So you can say all day long, well, you can say that all day long. But let's tell you something. The Bible clearly says that if a spirit happens to leave a place and it goes out to and fro and wandering, it said if that spirit tries to return, the Bible clearly says that spirit must overtake the strong man. It didn't say the strong family. It didn't say the strong woman. It said that spirit, in order to come back and wreak shop in that house, it has to overtake the strong man, is what it said. And there's a reason for that. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Then it flows on down. When that order gets stepped out of, tell me right now why you don't know. Listen to me. Tell me right now when I told you that the devil plays the same exact tricks, going after the children, going after the family. Now, how's he going after wait a minute. How's he going after the marriage too? How's he going after the point to where you say overtake the strong man? Why is America right now unfolding America? Why are men being pressed to be weak right now? I'm telling you. Oh, I'm preaching. I'm preaching. Why are men being pressed to be weak? Why are men being like coerced into this? We need to be more soft. We need to be more tender. We need to be more just, we need to get more in touch with our feminine side. Or maybe we need to get some shots to lower our testosterone down. Oh, we need to, why us? Even when it comes to homosexuality, men are pressed to be homos more than any woman. They're not pressing you women to be men like they are. No, don't get me wrong. I'm serious. They are not pressing a lot of you women to be men. You can disagree with me all day long, but the movies show it. Show me a movie where it's more movies of women cross-dressing to be men, and the movie is a great hit. Can y'all name one? Name a movie right now that the woman is the lead role in the movie, but she's a cross-dresser in the movie, and the movie is just like this huge hit. But if I tell you to sit there and name some movies where a man is dressed like a woman or anything like that, y'all gonna be like, oh man, The Crying Game, Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, oh, Tyler Perry, Madea. Y'all gonna name off all kinds of movies that the man is the lead role or lead roles in the movie, but they're cross-dressing over. So my question is again, why is it that we are pushing and we're supporting men to become super feminine or super tender? Because again, those spirits do not care about you. That devil, that enemy does not care about you, because he knows within himself, if you can have weak men, you're going to have a weak nation. That weak nation can be easily penetrated and overtaken because there are no strong men there. Look what they're trying to do to our military right now, making them soft. I'm just being real with y'all. I mean, you are pushing them to be soft. You are pushing them to be soft. Now, we got great comedians out there. Dave Chappelle made a comment about this one time. He was like, man, why all the greats got to be like dressed up in dresses and stuff, man? Like, why they all got to be in dresses? That's all I'm saying. He's like, I'm in my dressing room. Guy comes in. Yeah, Dave Chappelle, we want you to wear a dress. I'm like, man, why I got to put on the dress, man? He said, all the greats wore dress, man. He started naming them off. He's like, Eddie Murphy wore a dress, man. You know, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence. He started naming off all these people. He's like, I just don't get why all the greats, man, they want us to wear a dress. This is what Dave Chappelle said. Why is that? Y'all see what I'm getting at? Why is it that they want to push men to become real feminine? Now, before folks start losing their mind and going crazy, I'm not saying this in a way like, oh, Ty, you're being homophobic. Oh, please, try again. Homophobic, my butt. No, I'm just bringing the truth, period. I don't hate anybody. I don't care if you gay. I don't care if you I don't even want to name them. I don't care if you lo chi ki asa ta po to ho fu ki sa ala ka ni to po po, all them pronouns. I don't care what you are, what you claim to be. But what I am saying is, you are not going to be able to sit there and tell me that you do not see that men are really being pushed to be feminine more than women are. Big time. Big time. There's not even a comparison. Men being pushed to be feminine way up here. Women being pushed to be masculine way down here. Prove me wrong on that. That's the flat out truth. So what I'm saying is for the enemy knows. The enemy knows. Oh yeah, you go ahead. Be tender, be soft, change your way. Take these hormone pills. Take these hormone pills that was going to actually reduce your muscles. Take these hormone pills that's actually going to decrease your bone density. Do this, make you weak, because guess what? The Bible clearly says the spirit has to overtake the strong man. And if there is no strong man, you're going to be open to the strongest spiritual influences right now. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, what you see unfolding in America today is a result of a bunch of men who sat there and bowed down and didn't back up and didn't end up giving no, they didn't bump back against this stuff that's coming. And then there are men out there like me and other guys out there who speaking up, who stand up, and all of a sudden, wait now, they try to hit me with this toxic masculinity. Let's see what that does to Ty. Let's hit him with some toxic masculinity. Hit Ty with toxic masculinity. Oh, shoot. That's not working on Ty. He's not going for it. Oh, let's see something else. Let's see. Oh, we got it. How about we make the black community turn against Ty? Yeah. Have like D.L. Hughley. Have like different people. Like, D.L. Hughley, he said something to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said something. Now all of a sudden, Taraji P. Henson, she made it something. Oh, no, oh, yeah. So if some black celebrities who got a lot of black people behind them, if they all come at Ty about him being skin folk but not kin folk and how he's a disgrace to his race, that definitely should get Ty. Wait a minute. Ty struck back with truth. Ty turned around and said, my race doesn't consist of anybody of a particular color. Ty turned around and said that anybody that's in this kingdom of God, those are his brothers and his sisters. And there is no color, no gender, anything. They're all his brothers and sisters. Dang it. We couldn't get Ty with that. Let's try something else. Oh, what can we get Ty with now? Ooh, we got it. Since he went viral for going against CRT in the school board, we're going to get Joe Biden them to actually call him. And yeah, we'll call him a domestic terrorist. That should really have Ty scared. Oh, what's going on now? That doesn't seem to be getting to Ty either. He doesn't seem to be scared that he's called a domestic terrorist. Oh, wow. We didn't know that if we just label Ty a domestic terrorist, that he's just not going to flop to that. He's just not going to give in to that. He's not going to cave to that. Oh, my God. What's going on with this guy? Real deal, folks. Real deal. When I sit there and tell you that my life belongs to Christ, when I tell you that Christ is the head of my life, when I tell you that he has all power, I mean that. I'm not just saying it to be saying some funny, nice words to make people feel good while I'm talking to you guys right now. No, it is a legit, real thing. And you all are seeing it unfold right now. Those of you who have been following this channel for years, you can sit there and testify to the fact that I have not done anything different than what I've always been doing since I started this channel. The way that I'm talking to you guys right now, we can go back 2.5 years and pull up videos that I did that are live, that I'm talking the same exact way about what I am with Christ, how I feel about Christ, all the different things that God has done. We sat there, we made videos. I sat there and prayed with people on here. I sat there, we taught people out of suicide on here. We're not doing anything different at all. The only difference that is that now that, more things that I've done or that video going viral, a lot of people just know about me now. But who I am and always have been, there's been no change. Now, some people will say, well, Ty, you kind of changed now because you went all political. No. Understand this. Nobody, and I want everybody to listen to this, nobody has no rule over my life and what doors I decide to walk through. I said it from the beginning. People say, oh, I don't understand. You said that you said you don't do politics. You said that you don't do politics on your channel. You said that you're not going to do it. Yes, I did. I say I don't talk politics, and I gave a reason why. I said I'm not into politics. I don't talk about politics on my channel because I don't know anything about it. Did I not say that? Lethal, you're in here. Tia, you're in here. A lot of you guys are in here that's been with my channel for a long time. Matt, you're in. Matt Beckman, you're in here. Kilroy Girl, I mean, it's a lot of you guys that are in here right now. Allie, I think she was in here a few minutes ago. But there's a lot of you guys in here right now that you can sit there and you can flat out say it. That I used to say it all the time. I don't talk politics on my channel, and the reason why, because I don't know nothing about politics. So I'm not going to talk about it. That's what I used to say. Now, people say, you said it. You said, no, you would never. No, I didn't. You're lying. Now, I didn't say I would never talk politics. I said I don't talk politics because I don't know nothing about it. Now that I've actually educated myself on history, and all of a sudden, people started inviting me to come to these different things, I'm going in there and I'm being me. Some of you guys, when you see these different events that I go to, and you hear me talk at these events, you guys will sit there and say, that's exactly how Ty talk with us when we're going live. You see what I'm saying? But people will get mad because maybe they're affiliated with a certain party. Maybe they're affiliated with a certain side. I don't care. Look, I spoke at an event that the people there pretty much they were like Democrat. I don't care. If anybody invite me to come and speak and want to hear what I have to say, I'm going to go there and speak. I'm not like, no, I told you I'm not about that. I'm not about this whole division, this whole side thing. Each side might have something they can offer, right? But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to tear up relationships. I'm not going to damn somebody. I'm not going to do any of those things all because they want to be with the left or they want to be with the right. That stuff doesn't concern me. All I'm concerned with is the truth. And if I show somebody the truth and they don't want that and they try to argue it, I'm okay. Well, I tell you what, we can just change this conversation and go into something else. That's how relationships, whether you're on the left or whether you're on the right, that's how you can keep these relationships going. Whether you're a conservative, a liberal, whatever you want to call it. That's how you can keep your relationship strong and straight with people, because now that you know that you don't agree on these certain things, don't talk about those things when you're with each other. But it don't mean you can't be friends. It don't mean you can't be cool. I got people right now, like most of the people that's in Decatur, Illinois are not in the same, they're not on the same boat with me. And that's completely fine. But we still, when we see each other, we still do this. We hug, we talk. How's your family? How's your kids doing? Oh man, we all having a cookout win? Yeah, I'll be there. But we just know that we're not going to be talking about the things that we disagree on. Some folks don't know how to do that. Some folks are not mature enough to do that. Some folks jumped on here. Oh man, MRM. Oh my God. MRM. Oh man, you did a Bruce Springsteen, man. I mean, I can't believe you would do something like that, knowing that you seem to be, because I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, Bruce Springsteen, he's far radical left, man. I don't care. I just listened to his song. I never heard his song before. I just reacted to it. Well, I think I'm going to have to unsubscribe because you played a song when everybody got, dude, I've done over 3,000 songs on this channel. Pick a reason why you want to unsubscribe. Well, I can't believe you did Elvis. I don't like Elvis. I'm unsubscribed. Okay, bye. Look, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but I don't care if your feelings get hurt. And want to repeat that? I'm not out to hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm not going to care that your feelings got hurt, though, because that's not my intentions. So understand this. You as an individual, you have to make sure that you know who you are in God. You got to make sure that you know who you are as an individual. You got to make sure that as you go through this thing called life, you only get one shot at it. You only get one journey through this thing called life. Make sure you are being you. Make sure that you're not living your life based off of how people feel you should. Make sure you live in your life not based on how you think people see you. Make sure you are always you. So again, in this particular case, what's unfolding in America? Do you even know how to fight this battle? It's a spiritual battle. And I will urge every last one of you guys right now, if you are after and you follow after Christ, I'm not saying like, man, Ty, we really need to get down and pray. We really need to. It's always going to be some occasion. It's always going to be some event that is going to tell that people are going to feel compelled. We need to really get down and we really need to. Look, if you've always been following after Christ and you've always been following to God, why do you have to intensify it now? Y'all know what I mean? If I've always been led by Christ's Holy Spirit and always been following God, why do all of a sudden, because things that are going on in the world, do I have to intensify anything? No. God, with his Holy Spirit, through various things in each step in every last one of our lives, has strengthened us in some shape, form, or fashion, right? But what you got to understand is this. If you've been in this spiritual walk and you understand that there are spirits that you are warring against, you've already been in the fight. That's why the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers, against spiritual wickedness in high places, against darkness. It says that. That's the things that you're wrestling against. So don't be tricked by the physical manifestation that you see. You know what I mean? Don't be discouraged and scared by the physical manifestation that you see. First of all, rejoice that the fact that what we're seeing going on right now, the truth has been revealed. Be mad at me all you want to. I know there's some people in here that might be for the other side, but let me tell you this. When Donald Trump said that he was going to drain the swamp, he drained the swamp, right? And what we're seeing right now is the creatures that's in that swamp. And what we did, a lot of us, we called out the creatures. I'm talking about spiritual wise. We called out the creatures that were in the swamp. And now the creatures are like, okay, now that we exposed, we might as well just go ahead and just be, yeah, we're coming for your kids. Uh-oh, the children. Oh boy, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm CRT, and I'm here to pretty much get your kids to be divided. Oh, I'm coming in the name of another name, but it's pretty much underneath that is really called segregation. Oh, I'm coming in here and I'm going to destroy marriages. Oh, I'm coming in here. I'm got to super hypersexualize your kids. Oh, I'm coming in here and I'm in the third grade. I'm going to have your kids being able to understand what consenting to sexual touches and acts and all that stuff is in the third grade. Yes. In Illinois, that's what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah. So now the creatures that has been exposed has been the swamp. Now that they're out, they're just like, okay, since we're out and we've been busted, we might as well just go and be who we're going to be. But what our issue that we're having right now in America is that all we're doing is talking about all these bad creatures. Oh man, they're bringing communism. Oh man, they're bringing tyranny. Oh man, they're trying to hyper. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Don't come and tell me anything if you have no plans to do nothing about it. What's the point? What is the point of coming telling me about some issues that's going on when you have no intentions of doing something about it? Our forefathers, when they went into battle with certain things back in their time, they came together, they prayed, and they fasted. That's what they did. In our time right now, what are we going to do? Yeah, pray. Yeah, if you're going to fast, fast. But understand this, and I told you guys earlier before, understand that in this spiritual battle, you always have to have yourself in the mind frame that the things that you see unfolding in front of you, and if it's evil, it is heavily influenced by evil spirits. And if it is heavily influenced by evil spirits, make sure that Christ's spirit that is stronger and powerful and above any of it, not even no competition. There is no opposite. Don't believe that. The opposite of God is not the devil. There is no opposite. There is no equal. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I tell people, no, well, man, you seem to be very cocky. No, I'm not, because I know who God is. I know what he does. I'm telling you, I know how powerful he is. And if you knew how powerful he was, you would know that in this battle that we got going on right now, you have to understand that you are more powerful than those spirits that's operating behind those men. Call them out. Call those spirits out. Lying spirit, spirit of death, spirit of confusion. You know what I mean? You got to sit there and be able to look them people in their eye and say, you know what, you're operating under a spirit of such and such, and you know it too. You know that what you just said to me did not come from you. Something influenced you to say that to me. You know, you got to be able to go right to the heart of the matter. There ain't no trying to defend yourself. There is no trying to, well, I'm not racist because I have 3 black friends. And no. Stop. First of all, I am not racist. Now tell me, why did you say that? Trip them up. Y'all hear me? Anybody that's in here that's white, the next time you're doing whatever it is, you might be in a conversation, whatever, if somebody turn around and say, you're racist, whatever like that, tell them, don't explain. Just say, first of all, look, you're wrong. I'm not racist. Now, with that being said, can you tell me why you just said that? Let them explain why they said it. Because you think, oh, wait, so you know what I think now. Oh, so not only do you say that I'm a racist, but you also know how I think. That's an amazing gift. Now, back to like I was saying, can you really tell me why you just called me racist? Because you white and you think, Can you tell me why you just called me racist? I want to know. Please educate me, because I didn't know that I was racist, but I want you to educate me and tell me how I'm racist, please. Because you tripped them up. Please do that for me, y'all. I'm telling you, this whole conversation was for somebody, and I know it was. Do not sit there and explain to somebody why you're not racist. I got a black husband. I got mixed grandchildren. Stop doing that. You don't have to give the devil no reason why you're not evil. Are you serious? That's what I look at. If it's evil that's operating behind that person, I'm not about to explain myself to evil. I'm not about to explain myself to these people. I know what I do. It's just like when they came at me trying to say this dude is not a father. He's a paid actor. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got you. Okay. Yeah, look at you now. Okay. Yeah, yeah, we got you, don't we? If you say so. You're just a stupid. They just get mad. He's not married. Where's his wife? I'm married. Where's your wife? Don't worry about it. Ha ha, that's because you don't have one. Okay, if you say so. Yeah, we got you. See, you don't have a wife. He's a liar, y'all. Yeah, I'm a liar, everybody. I got to explain to Evil that I got a wife and I got a son and I got my degrees. I'm not explaining to him that I'm a director. You know what I mean? I'm not, yes, I do, because I got my degree yet and my wife and I don't have to explain any of that to Evil, because all you're doing is trying to deflect from the fact that I am tearing you up with this truth. That's it. You have to kind of get yourself in that mind frame. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, listen to me. If you have to play this video over again for some of these points that I made, because I know that I'm talking really fast, write these things down. It is so important to y'all. I'm telling y'all, it is so important right now. Write these things down on a piece of paper. Keep it there. Read it every day so it can flow in your head, so it can become a part of you. Words are powerful. When you see these words and you keep on seeing these words every day, I'm talking about, man, write it down, make a few copies of it. Put it somewhere where you always will have to see it. I mean, I'm serious. Tape it to your mirror in your bathroom. Tape it to your refrigerator. Get another piece of paper. Tape it to your refrigerator door. Get another piece of paper. Tape it to your door when you're getting ready to leave. On the outside of your door when you come in your house, tape it up there on your door. Always have these words, and what I'm just talking about tonight, always have those things to where you see it so it can be engraved in your mind. So when that evil does come at you, you will be able to call it right out. You can be in a conversation, and the minute they sit there and say, oh, yeah, you can say all that because you got white privilege. Okay, first of all, I don't have white privilege, but can you explain to me why you just said that? And when you get done explaining to me, can you tell me what exactly was it that planted that thought in your head that made you say that? Are you really inquiring about that, or did you really just do that to throw darts at me to try to hurt me? And if you are throwing darts at me to try to hurt me to make yourself feel better, is that of God or is that evil? Because it's definitely not of God. It's definitely evil. And if it is evil, did you know that you're being influenced by an evil spirit right now? Man, watch. I'm telling you, watch the spark start. Watch. No, watch. They're going to start to malfunction. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, in regards to what we talked about tonight, I want to take a few minutes to allow you guys to possibly ask some questions in regards to the topics that we've talked about tonight. There's something that I don't usually do. It used to be a thing. Some of my people that follow me in here for a long time, Lethal, Tia, a lot of you guys know we used to be live almost every night. We used to be live every night, but if things have picked up, I'm not as able to go live as much. So what I'm saying that for is this. The ones that are in here right now, if you got a question or a comment you want to make in relation to what we talked about tonight, do me a favor, put capital MRM and then type out your comment or type out your message, because I know a lot of y'all don't have time to try to put the modern Renaissance thing in there to where it highlights on this side. So again, Bitcoin Bell, what's going on, girl? Did you change your picture? So if you want to make a comment, or if you want to throw something in there to add to this, again, put the @, put capital MRM, and type out your comment or type out your question you might have. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to Dante again. Dante keeping it real, who says, thank you for all this truth. This is so good, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm watching you. Seriously. I'll check you out. And then you got BC. BC gave a super chat of $20. I really, really appreciate that. And God bless you for that. Let's see. Deshaun Jones says, do you think that this is the end of America? No, I do not. I do not think this is the end of America. And the reason why I say that is because you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out that there is a silent majority out there. And the reason why there is such, y'all, listen to me. I hope this encourages y'all. There are so many people that y'all have no idea that is completely against this tyranny, against this authoritarianism, but you will never know because it doesn't get the coverage. You will never know that there is a ton of us that's out there fighting back against this. When I say us, I'm talking about men, women, conservative-minded people, people that are for Christ, that are fighting against these mandates, that's fighting against this tyranny, that's fighting against this evil. It's a lot of us out there, but you will never know that because the media will not show that. I'm telling you. All right. Brad Starr says, how do we know when to give up on educating someone on truth? Brad Starr, the way you would know on giving up on educating somebody with truth is simple. If they're not asking. Seriously. See, when you like me, if you get invited to an event, it's a good chance that 80% of all the people that are there are already there just to hear you, in a sense, to where they know that you're going to end up giving them some extra stuff that they can use themselves now. You know what I mean? They come to these events because if I'm speaking about a truth or a knowledge or some type of statistic or some type of data that I have, now it's going to increase their arsenal. But you do have some that are there. They're not for that. So understand this. Even like I learned this from, I'm telling y'all, I learned this from following Christ. And I learned this from how Christ did things in the Bible. Jesus wasn't going around really trying to get the ones that didn't want to have nothing to do with him. People like, what? Yeah. Jesus healed a lot of people. And a lot of people that Jesus healed did not follow him. They didn't. Y'all remember he talked about the lepers? He healed all of them, but one came back and thanked them, but they went on their way. It didn't say that they followed Jesus, even though he healed them. So what am I saying that for? There are some people that's going to be in it. The ones you say quit trying to spit truth to, you can't. You only talk to and speak truth to the ones that actually are inquiring it. But the ones that are there for just argument's sake and want to battle, there's no point in doing it. See, because they're only there to try to prove you wrong. They're not there to try to learn of a truth from you. So don't even waste your time with it. All right. Dante says, why do you think that people are ignoring we're in a spiritual warfare? Now, two things that can be, not two things. It can be multiple things, Dante, is this. One of the things can be they just never been in a spiritual fight before. The other thing could be they have no belief in it. And again, I said it earlier, the spirits don't care whether they believe in spirits or not. They don't care. So the ones that don't think that we're in a spiritual warfare, they don't believe it, right? And check this out. They don't believe that we're in a spiritual warfare, but yet they have no idea that they're going to be a part of it anyway. What we call things like mental health issues and things like that, that's spiritual warfare right there. Boom. All of that war is going on up here. So whether they believe or want to be in the spiritual warfare or not, just like he said in Lord of the Rings, he said, war is upon you, whether you want it to be or not. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to do anything about it, but you are in this war. So most people that got you talking about mental issues going on, all these things, you are in a spiritual battle, whether you believe you're in one or not. All right. So Matt Beckham says, without social media or the mainstream media, how are we supposed to get the message out without being shadow banned, censored? Matt Beckham, I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you said it because I said this also to the group of people that I talked to. How did our forefathers do it? How did we do it 15 years ago? How did we do it 20 years ago? Guess how things got done? Phone calls, word of mouth. Before there was YouTube, how are we still having these big revivals? How are we still having these things? You want to know what happened? People went old school. You got to go back to the times where you just put things in people's mailboxes. You left flyers on cars. You did all kinds of things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because check this out. I said it. This is their playground, man. It's obvious. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. This is the devil's playground. We're in, like right now I'm on YouTube. I'm in the devil's playground. And the devil got certain rules for his house. And if I end up shaking up some things and getting the devil mad, then he's going to end up censoring me or making my videos start to swirl or demonetize me or give me a strike or whatever like that and try to accuse me of things that I didn't do. That's what the devil does. Like Crowder, he got shut down. David Harris Jr., he got shut down. They got accused of things that they didn't do. And that's what the devil does. Accuse of the brethren, a false witness, bearing false witness. That's what I'm saying. When you see these actions of what people are doing, and you see that these same type of things happen in the Bible, and the Bible is saying that this is from evil, this is from wickedness, this is from evil spirits, then you know that's exactly what it is. Accuser of the brother, bearing false witness, lying. That's what they did. So that's what you see is one of the things that we would have to do. You got to get back to literally getting people phone numbers and stuff. Get people phone numbers. Remember the old school paper with the old school thing with the Rolodex? Get these people's phone numbers and stuff like that, man. I mean, yeah, because it might come a time to where that's what we would have to do. And I wouldn't mind doing it. I do not care. I mean, you can start small. You can start in a community. You don't necessarily have to be this statewide or this nationwide speaker on any of this. You can just start in your community, man. Jesus started off with 12. That's it. He had 12. Then one, you know what happened to one. But my point is, he did 12, and look how greatly that influenced the whole world. Still being talked about 2,000 some odd years later. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not, if Facebook shut down, YouTube shut down, most of the meat of the people who I need to get a hold of, they got my email and all that, I can still be in contact with these people. Even when I have speaking engagements, speaking events, they are getting a hold of me through email. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's always ways, man. There's always a different way of getting around it. All right, let's see. Love from Texas says, Copper Diablo, appreciate that. Okay, Dante, it should be, Dante, if you look in the link in the description right now, you should see the Cash App thing there. It should be there. And thank you in advance for whatever you're saying, man. If you send it, awesome. If you, whatever. I'm not no person of, you know what I mean? There's people on my Patreon that gives me $1, and I love them and treat them the same way. So it's cool, man. But I mean, everybody know that's not what I'm about. HS says, what advice do you have on how to bring this up at the HR meetings, which present this CRT topic? That's at work, which is a different environment than a personal conversation. What advice do you have on how to bring this up? How to bring this up at the HR meetings, which present this CRT topic? HS, I'm kind of confused on how you're trying to word that. It's throwing me off a little bit. So can you reword that for me again, HS? I'm kind of thrown off on what you're trying to ask. Dragon Slayer, MRM, do you notice pastors becoming woke and now they include the unity doctrine, blah, blah, blah? Yes, I do. And that's the doctrine of devils, flat out. These pastors coming woke is because they are pretty much trying to have their pockets. You know what I mean? They are trying to find out, some pastors weren't even doing nothing. Some of these pastors didn't even have really a lot of members in their church or anything like that as it was. But now if they sit there and try to go woke and all that, now they're welcoming all these people in there and they are pimping those people just as well. Now those people that can come in there and say what they want and be how they want. Yeah, this pastor right there, he understands. He knows that. And this pastor there, God loves and this, that. Them pastors are pimping those people too, playing them, filling their pockets. Deshaun says, my final question, do you believe that we will defeat the New World Order? Do you believe that we would defeat the New World Order? Yes. I see, the only thing is that biggest thing is right here, when I look through this history book right here, we just keep winning. We just keep winning. See, that's what I'm saying. If we know that this so-called New World Order is going to be coming or anything like that, it's amazing that we're not doing nothing about it. Why aren't we preparing for it? Are we prepared for it? What is it coming for? Light shines in darkness. Light doesn't shine amongst light. And I've been saying this to the church for the past, 5 years at least. I said we spend too much time trying to show other church members and other bodies of Christ how much light we got. We try to show people how spiritual we are, how much we got it. Man, God. And I thought we were the light. We're supposed to be out there in the darkness, displaying the light. Light can only be seen in the darkness. You know that, right? I'm like telling people, light can only be seen in the darkness. Light is so attractive that if it is in a dark place, when the light comes on, people look directly at it. Light shines in the darkness. Light is exactly what it is. It's pure. It casts out darkness. So when we talk about a new world order, if that new world order is going to consist of anything that's demonic, anything that's evil, then you're going to have a people of God. And that book is it's in the book. Anytime there was an evil, anytime there was a darkness or anything like that, there are people of God that's going to be there, and they are there. Did MRM just quote Lord of the Rings? You know I did, sir. Matter of fact, Alley Lincoln Park and Lord of the Rings, there was a part in there where it seemed like they were going to lose. And the main guy, the steward, he started doing all this. Abandon your post. Flee for your lives. And when he turned around, Gandalf sat there and smacked him, hit him, knocked him out. And then Gandalf goes, prepare for battle. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I love that right there. So, man, it's so many different things that I can just bring up from different movies that I've seen and different things that I've experienced. That, man, I'm telling you, you have to be ready to just, hey, if they're going to bring it, then we're going to bring it back. You know that they're doing stuff based off, they're just trying to do these things off of fear. So everything is off fear. And just the fact that I'm seeing people, respond in the way that they respond to this, it's just kind of showing me how some people are kind of, you're fearful. You're fearful. All right, Allie, you have a good one too. London, how we doing? Oh, how can one fight this message at the CRT training session held at work? It could be impactful if it's brought up at such events and encourage others to speak up. Well, first of all, HS, what I would do is this. If they even bring up CRT, what you need to do is have them explain it to you. See what I tell people this all the time. I want the origins. You would tell me all along, let me tell you this. They'll say, okay, well, Kendrick or this person or that person, they wrote in their, they'll sit there and say things like they wrote in their writings about this. They have writings out there, like Cheryl Harris has writings out there. Ibram, I think his name is Ibram X. Kendi. He has writings out there, or even when they actually try to introduce CRT. My question is going to be, when they did try to introduce CRT, I want to go to the origins. What is the origins? What is the foundation of CRT? Now, CRT is a theory, and the theory is to simply say that there are certain systems that are put in place that is there to do nothing more than to benefit white people. Now, I've got a lot of flack, and I don't care. It's because of this. A lot of the authors of CRT themselves saying that it's an ever-moving target. This is what they say. As a matter of fact, I think Cheryl Harris, she actually mentioned, she's one of the CRT gurus. She even said herself that the CRT is an ever-moving target. So you're never going to be able to hit nothing, right? Now, this is what a lot of people don't understand about CRT. They tried to bring CRT back during the civil rights movement and all that, but it was beat out by Dr. Martin Luther King, right? They tried to come in with the equity and all that. The CRT tried to happen before, but it was actually beat out by Dr. Martin Luther King when he came with the civil rights movement and wanted equality. It was beat out by them. Yes, people don't know that. They do not know that. So, but here's my thing about the CRT. When I said this, when it comes to CRT, I want to know the origins of it. I want to know that the CRT that they're talking about right now, what is the foundation of it? And once you see that it is founded on Marxism, I'm not talking about what the original people were trying to do it for. I'm talking about the one they're trying to push now. The ideology is founded on Marxism. Now we got to go back to Marxism. You see what Marxism is. It's trying to pretty much, classism, bourgeoisie, whatever you want to call it. They wanted to pretty much have it to where everybody should be able to get something and not have to work for it. If people are rich, capitalism pretty much, if people are rich and they worked hard and they got their way up, and even if they inherited it, that doesn't mean that you should get it or you should deserve, because you feel that everybody should be on the equal playing field. So he pretty much wanted to have some sort of revolution to pretty much go and take that from them. So he started having people stirred up, victimhood all over. Yeah. This is white people against white people, having them in this mindset of being victims, and they should deserve this and they should be owed this, and everybody should be able to be this when you don't have to work for it, right? So it didn't work during Martin Luther King's era because it was beat out by him and his equality and him and his nonviolent movement. It got beat out by that. But now it's trying to creep its way back in. And guess what they're doing? The same exact thing, except they're hiding that classism that they used to have back during Marxism. They hiding it behind the race thing now. So the division back then that Marxism was doing it with was based on class. And they're still trying to do it based on class. But now they got something that they actually can hide behind now. And that's racism. Because right now, with the push that's going on now, with Black Lives Matter being involved in it and all that, and they know, black people kind of got an advantage right now. They got a little bit of immunity right now. You can't really say that to black folks right now. Let's go ahead and implement that seed of Marxism into Black Lives Matter. Let's implement that ideology of Marxism into the black community. Then we can use that to be a way to divide according to class and all that. Again, now we can actually go after capitalism. Now we can get rid of that and try to implement in socialism, where everybody should be able to have no idea that anything like that, if the foundation of that is all founded on evil, that evil does not care about you. That evil knows that you are made in the image of God, and it doesn't care whether you are on the right side or the left side. It hates you because you are made in the image of God, and it wants all of us to pretty much just die. That evil hates us. It absolutely hates us. So I know I gave you a super long answer, but that's pretty much the basis of it. It was not founded. The ideology and a lot of the foundation of it is that of Marxism, plain and simple. And it's not going to be there to benefit anybody. And let me raise you another one real quick too. I don't care who the authors are of critical race theory. The ones that are of the critical race theory and trying to be authors of it, they don't know. Well, I'm not going to assume that. Let's just say they don't know certain parts of history where the so-called forefathers who supposedly put these things in place to benefit nothing more than white people. Why don't they know this part of history where during the Revolutionary War, black people fought with George Washington against other white people? They don't know this part of history where John Adams, who was one of the writers of the Declaration of Independence, how he consulted 8 ministers. 4 of those ministers were black. And he actually said, he gave homage to them like they are the reason why I came up with the ideas to put in the Declaration of Independence. These 4 black ministers, along with 4 other white ministers. So if that was going on during the time of the Declaration of Independence and you have black people and white people working together to actually bring this document that we call the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution, black and white people had their hand in doing that, which they keep that part of our history out of there, then that means the person who ever tried to come up with CRT to say that it was only there to benefit nothing more than white people, then how was that when it was black and white people who were responsible for what we call the Constitution and Declaration of Independence? If it was only there to benefit white people. And that's why they said we hold these true self-evidence that all men are created equal, because they were including the blacks in there too. See, people don't know that part of the history. I told you never should have me go down that rabbit hole, because now I'm flaming folks with it. And so I said, so the people that who are really big into the CRT stuff, or whoever these so-called authors are, they're profiting off of people's ignorance to real history. Because if they seen the real history, they would know the CRT would be completely irrelevant when you find out that the forefathers weren't just white people. Forefathers were also black people who all had their hand in writing the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, this system that's in place to benefit all men, not just white people. So it kills that argument right there. Where'd you get this writing from? John Adams' memoirs. Where'd you get that writing from? Ben Franklin memoirs, Ben Franklin bibliography, David Barton, who has the original documents of these writers. Now, I don't care what these CRT people, what these historians try to say. They weren't there, but I do know who was there. George Washington, his writings. Benjamin Franklin, his writings. John Adams, his writings. So what historian is going to be able to debate the people that actually wrote it and it's in their journal? You see what I'm saying? So when you do that, you kill all that stuff. They're doing it's come down when it all comes down to it. Love of money is the root of all evil. And man, these comment things just flew. My comment thing paused. I'm probably in trouble now. Wait a minute. We got over to something else. What are y'all talking about? Somebody said something like Ty will never shame overweight people. I'm missing something here. I'm missing something big here. Shrimp Oyster says, why did you shame overweight people? Shrimp Oyster, who did I shame? Look, here we go. We got one. My cousin Dennis Smith. Where's your Confederate flag? Sellout. You got the wrong one. This the flag right here, sir. You want another one? Here's another one. That's not going to work here, Dennis Smith. You might as well hang it up. I knew that once we got on stuff like this, the spirits always show their face. They were just sitting there lurking. But what we do here, though, Now that we know that what you're trying to do, we just simply not going to pay you no attention. That's how we do it here. Sorry, Spirit. But I was trying to figure out, somebody said something about fat shaming or something like that, but I guess that's something else. Let's see. Miss Little Pig said, I'm not fat, I'm flush. Shrimp said, I fat shamed someone the other night. I'm trying to think, what? Oh, I know what they're talking about. I know I know what they're talking about. I made that video, my Just Saying video, when I said, if you eat like this, and I showed that fat woman eating like 2 Big Macs and 20 chicken nuggets and like a McFlurry and 2 large fries. I said, if you eat like this, then I said, and you look like this, and I showed a fat, big old dude, his stomach was like hanging down to the ground like he was sitting in a chair and his stomach was past his knees. And then I made a video and I said, if you eat like this and you look like this, then I said, and if I do this and I eat this and I show myself, doing some cardio stuff, doing some plyometrics, and then I showed myself eating like some fruits or whatever like that. And I said, if I work out like this and I eat like this, I say, then please do me a favor. And it showed the man said, shut the up if you are implying that by me not being vaccinated is a hazard to your health. So yeah, that's not fat shaming. That's a fact. I didn't go in and say, look at this fat person. Look how dumb you look. You're fat person. Look, you're fat, nasty. You're fat. I didn't do any of that. I just spoke a fact because you want to know why? Nice try, Shrimp, but that's not going to work because as a medical professional, do you know who our biggest patients are? Not, look, I did it again. No pun intended, but do you know who the biggest amount of folks that come into our hospitals that are affected by COVID and amongst other comorbidities are? They're people that are morbid obese. Who did that to them? They did it to themselves. Well, you don't understand. There are mental things that's going on. No. Trust me, I understand. I completely understand. But again, they did that to themselves. So don't try to respond as if it's my fault why the person is fat like that or they're morbidly obese. They did that to themselves. Well, they can't help it. No. See, that's the victim mentality. See, the people who will sit there and agree with you about in the black community, they're pushing the victim mentality. But then the minute you say, oh, you're pushing the victim mentality too on people that's morbidly obese and saying, well, because I have, but they don't get, why can't we play? They can't get the victim mentality card. Now, I mean, just be honest. There's some people out there I know they like, dude, I'm fat because I love food. I'm like, and they know the risks. It's no different than somebody that smokes. It's no different than somebody that drinks a lot, that's alcoholics. They understand that they can end up causing them to have liver cirrhosis. They can end up having like high cholesterol, high lipids, high blood sugar. They know that these things can happen to them, right? So now, because I call that out, don't get mad at me because of that. No. See, you can't throw that label on me and saying some fat shaming. Now, Silvery Gray said, what about thyroid issues? But you notice that? That's a good question, but I'm going to answer that too. Most people that have thyroid issues, that's exactly what it is. Like what? It's a thyroid issue. It's not a food issue. It's a thyroid issue. Like the people that get them having that gargantua or different things like that. That's a thyroid issue. That's not 40 pieces of chicken nuggets and 3 Big Macs and 2 large fries and 2 McFlurry issue. That's a thyroid issue. So nah, but I get you on that. So you just answered that pretty much for yourself. But it's, So no, we don't do stuff like that here. If I do stuff for fun, whatever like that, that's one thing. But on a serious note, I don't fat shame nobody. Matt Beckman said, I think they're using CRT in schools to indoctrinate the future leaders to agree to reparations in the future, since most are against it now. Well, you know what, Matt Beckman, that will never come to fruition because you would never be able to pay that people out. Because check this out. What about the black people that lived in the South that owned slaves themselves? How are we going to know who to go after? People don't understand that there were blacks that was in the South that fought with the South because they wanted to keep their slaves too. Oh, we're not going to give them the fact that Indians had slaves too. So who do we go after? And not only that, what if, check this out. Riddle me this, ladies and gentlemen. What if you are a descendant of the black people who exclusively always stayed up in the North and never were slaves? What about them? Do they get reparations too, even though they never was a part of being in slavery? The blacks that were up north, never part of slavery. See, this is the part they don't tell you. A lot of folks instantly think that whenever people came and see, that's what I'm saying. Folks got so mad because I sat there and said that America was not founded on racism, and it wasn't. Now, did racism become a thing in America? Yes, because when people came to America, not everybody were slaves. Not everybody. There were some that were indentured servants up in the North. And once they did their servitude, they were freed and they was given land and they started doing their own thing up there. And if they start producing children, those children weren't born in slavery up in the North. They were born into a black family that had their own farm and stuff like that. And they just started doing their thing. So again, with those people that are descendants, like, how do you, like, as black people, how do you know that you're not a descendant of the black people that was always up north and you never were a part of slavery? See what I'm saying? This is what messes people's minds up now. Like, oh man, well, exactly. But no, man, I don't think that's going to happen, man. Right now, what they're doing is they're raising a whole bunch of activists, man. They're raising a bunch of kids to do nothing more than scream and cry and whine about why this and why that, and I should have and I deserve, when all along the enemy at the end is saying, guess what? Yeah, keep on doing all that crying. Keep on shouting. Keep on screaming. Keep on telling them how you deserve this or you deserve that. Keep on doing that. But in the end, you still don't have a job. And in the end, who you're going to live with? In the end, who's going to feed you? Wait, you're a grown man. Now you in your 30s and 40s and you still staying in your parents' house because you don't have a job? Oh, because all you were doing was being an activist. All you were doing was going to Yale. Oh, you got your degree in sociology. I'm not talking about being a social worker, but you got your degree in sociology so you can just go out and just be nothing but more than an activist. Activist, huh? I'm an activist. And do you have a real job? So I mean, Dragon Slayer said, if you're mixed, do you get free money or do you have to pay? I know, right? You get half of it, The first slave owner of the United States was a black man. I can't remember his name. His name was Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson went on record for actually suing, taking his slave to court, and he won. And that slave had to be a slave to Anthony Johnson for the rest of that slave's life. Y'all don't forget the videos a thumbs up if y'all been enjoying this conversation thus far, because I got to get ready to go take care of some things and all that good stuff. But, good conversation tonight. Appreciate you guys all being here. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the diversity. Appreciate the disagreements. All that good stuff. I appreciate all of it. William Lynn says, love seeing you brushing up on here. So, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm about to get into in a little bit here too. I'm telling you, I'm excited about it because when I read this history, I get to add my own little twist on it to where I actually be able to experience some things from the hood, man. So, but yeah, I appreciate all of it, man. Oh man, Deadwood, man, you came too late, my brother. You came too late, man. Liking when you be throwing your little stuff in there too, man, because I know you got some stuff that you throw in here too, man. Dang it, dude. I wish you would have came earlier, man. Deadwood, I tell you what, Deadwood, you got my email? You got my email, Deadwood? If you got my email, if you have my email, Deadwood, shoot me an email and just simply say, hey, Ty, you wanted me to email you. Let me, but then Deadwood, check this out too. when you email me, Deadwood, go back to when me and you first had a conversation and tell me what it is that I was trying to help you do in the email so I can know it's you. Because I don't want nobody to email me and be like, hey, Ty, this is Deadwood. I want you to, So Deadwood, you know what it is that you and I talked about when I first met you and I talked to you what I was trying to do. When you bring that up in the email, I'll know it's you. So yeah, do that. So everybody else, like I said, give the video a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys all being here. As always, with everything that I say on here, I hope and pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I hope and pray that every last one of you guys are in great health. Remember what this talk was about tonight. If you need to go back and play the video to catch some PowerPoints in there, do it. Remember I said some of the things that I actually told you how to battle with these spiritual things. Write these things down. I'm serious. Write these things down. That way they can be in your head. So I'm going to end this. I hope and pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I hope and pray that every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.